line vote. So the Democrats are the ones that basically helped create the 7% tax increase that we have. So people watching should think about that when they cast their vote this next election. That the body of the RTM is the final fiduciary say, and the Democrats there voted to increase the budget, and therefore the taxes went up 7%. That's important. We're seeing that on the state level.
Absolutely.
We're seeing that here. We're seeing it in the city. And it can't continue because at some point people are going to either leave town, which we've seen quite often, or say, I've had enough. And people have asked me, what can we do if we're looking at the budget? What can we do on the revenue side? What can we do to increase the revenues that are coming in?
That's the problem.
That's
the revenue
the problem.
side is the problem. We do not have enough revenue.
And what are your thoughts as council members or RTM? What are things that we could do differently in Groton to help increase revenue here?
Capital projects that are like the Marriott and that sort of thing are few and far between, but the proposed Walmart that's going up may be of some benefit. I think that the airport is really the most underutilized asset we have in town. I've mentioned that to the economic development people. It's just a shame that we're one of the few people in the whole state that have a really good airport. And anybody's ever flown out of that in days gone by when we had an airline that did that can attest to the fact that it's a great place to fly in and out of. Parking's free. I want to get somebody back that will have regularly scheduled service. And I think that it's like I-95. We have a problem with people going back and forth on I-95 all the time, and we have an airport that the only people that use it really are Electric Boat and
Pfizer,
a few guys like that. Pfizer. Is Pfizer still in town?
Pfizer's still in town.
I'm just kidding.
They
I
are.
love Pfizer. I have some of their stock. But nonetheless, I think it's just an underutilized asset, and it has to be changed. And that would be a focal point. Not the only one, but it would be a focal point for me, certainly.
How about you, Dean?
One of the things we have to bear in mind is that we work with certain restraints. And we are in a blue state, in a fairly blue region, with a national economy that may compare very well with Greece, but for years we have not seen the bounce back that we've been promised. It's more of the same, and historically Connecticut has been one of the last to recover, one of the last states to recover. If you're around Boston, I guess it's terrific, but it's tough being in New England. It's tough being in Connecticut. So it's blue. We work within these constraints. We rely. I'm thankful they're here, but we rely on a small number of very large taxpayers for a lot of the grand list. Like I said, I'm glad they're here, but we need to attract smaller, and this is the future, this was pointed out last night, smaller, more medium-sized businesses. How do you do that? Well, we already have a terrific location. This is one of the most beautiful areas in the state. And we have places you can develop. We have a sewer system, which a lot of towns don't have. If you talk to developers, they'll say, this is a great spot, where's the sewer?
We don't have enough, though.
Right, but it's not everywhere, but you're right. But we do have sewers. Groton has to send the signal, one, that we're here. Two, this is a great spot. And three, not only is it a great place to live and do business, but we should send the signal, and I've said this, that we also have guide rails, if you want to call it that, with respect to public spending and what it would cost the average taxpayer, whether residential or commercial, so that people have some level of predictability. They know they're not walking into a high tax area. It's great in all the respects, except for those taxes. You don't want to leave that environment in place.
Great. Well,
generally speaking, this town, Groton, out of 169 towns in the state, is pretty well run.
it is.
I mean, people should really be aware of that. I mean, we're talking about some of the problems that we have, but our town manager does a pretty good job. The town council and the RTM, as many problems as we have getting on with each other, we keep things down to a dull roar. So we do a good job with taking care of the taxpayers in town, but it's getting out of control right now. That's the problem. Last year, we were saved just in the nick of time from a 7% increase, which is huge. And it's going to happen again this year, I think, unless we do something constructive.
Which is
So-
why the taxpayers of this town need to make a point of getting out to vote in the upcoming election and to choosing who they vote for very carefully, because I think the next couple of years in Groton are going to be pivotal in determining the financial stability of the town and the financial well-being of the taxpayers.
Absolutely.
This is not like a national situation where we have a problem between the Democrats and the Republicans in Congress, which if anybody read David Brooks's article yesterday in the New York Times, castigated the Republicans for governing so poorly and being unable to pull anything out. There's not a dime's worth of difference between the Democrats and the Republicans in town here socially. But fiscally, I venture to say the Republicans generally are much more fiscally prudent than the Democrats. And that's why I would suggest you vote for the Republican people this year. Listen to what they say. Some of the Democrats are also fiscally prudent. I know two. And one of them's a neighbor of mine. But that's true. So it's important to just be a bit informed and do not vote a party line.
Okay, well, we have just a few minutes left, so I'd like to thank everyone for watching. I hope you've enjoyed hearing what our candidates have to say, and I'm just going to let them have an opportunity to sign off here. And we hope that you will go to our website. It's www.grotonrtc.com, where you can learn even more information about all of our candidates that are running. And you can contact us if you have any questions or concerns. We're happy to get right back to you. So I'm going to start with Karen, and go ahead and say what you'd like to in the last few minutes here.
I will just reiterate the importance of voting, and I would ask for your vote in November. I think it's important that we make a change on the council, and I think that I can do a better job than some of the people that are on it. Thank you.
Dean, you have to move quickly.
Yep. Well, one of my opposite numbers on the council once quipped, I hope it was a quip, but I can't be too sure, that if it was strictly left up to him, he would vote for everything that was presented by the town manager in the budget. I think there should be a little less of that, frankly. And I'm looking forward to keeping an eagle eye on things. I've got a proposal out there, some of you may have heard about it, for keeping a lid on things. Look forward to seeing you all out on November 3rd on Box 5B. Thank you.
Katrina.
I'd like to continue the work I've been doing on the Board of Ed. I'm like Dean, he's got a handle on it now, and I'm starting to get a handle on all the different pieces that go together. And there's some interesting things happening that I really want to keep involved in, particularly working with the Town Council and the RTM, and do what's right for the kids within that framework. So please take your time, find out the issues, come to a board meeting. They're all open to the public, and we are televised on oh my gosh.
It's on the Groton.
On 19?
Yeah.
Yeah,
on
Channel 19, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It is on Channel 19, and learn what the issues are and vote.
For
Just
Katrina.
get out there and vote for whoever you think is the best. Hopefully me.
Bruce.
I've lived in Groton for 35 years, in Mystic specifically, and I really love this town. I think it has started to go awry financially. I really think we need to bring costs and benefits into line, and I would like to have the people out there raise their voice, talk to their representatives, and get to know the issues just a little bit. Let them know what you want to be voted on, and maybe things will improve. Thank you.
Well, thank you again, and please make sure that you have an opportunity to go to our website and look at the Republican candidates that are up for election this November 3rd. Please come out and vote, and contact us if you have any questions. Thank you, and we hope you enjoyed the time that you've spent with us today.